There's a line from Shakespeare, "The past is prologue." In other words, history provides context for the present.
And as WGN's Mike Lowe reports tonight, that's exactly what a rare event at the National Hellenic Museum underscored.
The corner of South Halsted and West Van Buren Streets on this day is both foggy and familiar, a little like the memory of a far-off home.
And there's the Greek word for homecoming, nostos, and this idea that we are all searching for home, or we're all returning to home.
The National Hellenic Museum in Chicago's Greektown neighborhood celebrated a homecoming of sorts.
So this event is kind of like a homecoming for us in a lot of ways. It's the first time that we've had just the public in the museum since March of 2020, which is really remarkable.
As it marked its reopening after 2 years of pandemic-forced closure.
It's 24 books in total.
Where am I going to go myself?
With a full reading
over 10,000 lines
of Homer's Odyssey,
called the Homerathon.
In your search for news of your noble father,
where a fluctuating crowd,
there is a God behind all this,
listened to the entire poem,
13 hours more or less,
read aloud.
When the sun set and the shadows hung everywhere, she drew the swift ship down to the sea.
And neither shepherds nor lords ever runs short of cheese, meat, or milk.
Just as Homer might have recited this oral epic 2,800 years ago.
Odysseus finished his story.
We are reading the entirety of the text, and people are going up one at a time and reading a passage.
Allied Athena saw what to do next.
There were students from college and grammar school.
And Athena, her eyes flecked with dark gold.
Police and professors, all there for 2 days of storytelling.
The beauty of our audience downstairs is that we've got kids from elementary school to retirees who are all participating in this reading of this text.
There is no need for you to wander and suffer on the barren sea.
The Odyssey tells the story of the wily warrior Odysseus, the Greek hero who devised the Trojan horse.
And Telemachus in his cool-headed way.
It's the saga of his adventures and his struggles, what he won and what he lost on his decade-long journey home after the fall of Troy.
The story of the Odyssey has so many ups and downs that if you just read it kind of piecemeal at a time, sometimes you lose that sense of the emotional roller coaster that comes with reading or hearing the entire text at once.
The story's themes of suffering, survival, and homecoming, finding one's place in an uncertain world, continue to resonate across the centuries.
The past connects to the present.
The words still echo.
They went home to their houses to take their rest.
Especially at a time when nearly 5 million people have been displaced by war, and tens of millions more have been disoriented by the pandemic, all longing for their own homecoming, a return to the peaceful, the familiar, the normal.
These poems have themes that really resonate with, I think, the human experience, loss, trauma, that longing to be home.
She had the delicate features of a prince.
The event was held as our society reemerges after a long period of pandemic-driven isolation and was meant to demonstrate how our stories can help us reclaim our place in the world.
We still see ourselves in some way in Odysseus's struggle, in Penelope's patience and her pain. The emotional experience, even if the physical experience that they're having is something we don't relate to, on some level we do relate to their experience of their world, even though the world is different.
In some ways, Homer is still speaking to us.
2 men in the line of Zeus by their looks. Should we unyoke their horses, or should we send them elsewhere for hospitality?
About our lives.
A man who had suffered deep in his heart.
And the world around us.
It would be hard for us to sling insults at our eldest and best.
Even if the familiar sometimes seems foggy, and the home we seek seems far away.
Sometimes a homecoming is a much more difficult, sometimes even painful process. The Odyssey is a story about these difficult challenges that come with the idea of home.
In Greektown, Mike Lowe, WGN News.